Let's get my little piano chat and my music part out of the way on this Sunday morning. I have much to do. This is January the 5th, which is the eve of Epiphany tomorrow. So I'm going to have company tomorrow. Omar will be here. Angel will be here. I'll be cooking. I thought Omar would come tonight, but he said he'd rather just come tomorrow, which is fine with me because I need more time alone to get the jobs done. So what I thought I would do is, people always ask me a question about, oh, when you play piano, blah, 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 blah. My grandma played, and I love all that, but this is how it kind of goes. Very few people in the world can just sit down and play something they've never played before, or that they haven't practiced, or that they don't have music for. So I'm gonna do something. It might embarrass me, but I'm going to do I'm gonna do what is it called? A dry run on a song that I never remember playing, but it stuck in my head this morning. It's not my favorite song, but I was like, that one sounds like one to plunk out there. So it's On Top of the World by the Carpenters, whom I love, by the way. I ain't no shade toward the Carpenters, even though logs on the fire never fill me with desire. And I think that was a bit of a stretch. But I forgive it just because of Close to You, Anyway, let's try this. So what you do is you sit down and you try and you pull it out and you get as good as you can. And then once you kind of get the structure down, then you mess with it a little while. But this is a dry run to show you. Now listen, I've got a young friend, 14 years old. Her name is Pippa. Oh my God, is she talented? Honey, she can do a dry run. Just pick it up like that. And I'm talking about sophisticated stuff. I'm not talking about Mary having any little lambs or anything. She's like got the jazz fever in her fingers, and she can do these little things that I could never dream of doing, like little butterflies going here and there. I can't do that. I have to do mine is more like pork chops hitting on a xylophone. Anyway, this is a dry run of On Top of the World. Probably start with the wrong note. More time I'd add this thing goes doodle doodle doo 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 doo, but I'm not going to. There we go. Got that out of the way. Not too shabby. There are songs that you take. I've had songs that took years to figure out. Really bizarre. But tight little melodies like that, they come along pretty quickly unless there's something that throws them way off for me. So not for the piano today, but I got a little story about me being on top of the world. I was a local hero in my hometown for, oh goodness, let me see. It was probably less than 24 hours. It was less than 24 hours. But the thing is, here's the thing. I had been playing with the kids up at the post office that lived up by the post office. So I'll just name names. This was Mary Lynn, Carl, Terry. Who else was there with us? It wasn't just Terry and Carl. Somebody else was up there. And it was the gang that we rode our bikes around the post office and up and down the alley and everything. Anyway, we were over at the old waterworks. And we heard Mary Lynn's mom say, "Mary Lynn, Carl, come supper." And then Terry's mom said, "Terry, supper time." And so they said, "Oh, we feel bad, but we're going to go in." And I said, "You know what? I've already had supper, and I don't care. I'm going to stay out here, and I'm going to play on the waterworks." And waterworks was just two big towers with, like, a little house with some machines in it and stuff. But there was, like, a staircase that went up around, like, the water towers. They weren't terribly high water towers. As I recall, they were only like, as I recall, they were really only about like a story and a half high or something. Anyway, all my friends went to supper. When they came back, they found me laying at the base of the water tower staircase, like spread out like a swastika, unconscious. That's right. Little Sammy Beam, that little wuss, he had climbed to the top of the water tower and he had fallen off and he was alive. He was a badass. I woke up being like carried by like 4 people, each one with a limb, and like, what in the hell is going on? And they're like, "Sammy, you fell off the water tower." And I'm like, what? Anyway, it's a big old deal. And they're like, "Are you okay? Can you see my hands and everything?" No parents involved to this point. But I had to tell them the truth. I had not fallen off of the tower. What I had done was I had gone to climb the steps, and I had gone up about 3 steps when I looked down and noticed that my tennis shoe had become untied. So I like bent over and swung around to tie my shoe and evidently banged my head on a big spigot thing that was there and knocked myself unconscious and fallen possibly 3.5 feet to the ground. Anyway, well, it's still a big deal. Once my dad was in on it, it was like, "No, we don't want you to go to sleep tonight or anything. If you have a concussion," I was like, "Yeah, emergency room or anything?" No, it doesn't matter. You didn't do it that way. Anyway, I survived, went to school the next day, and I've got a very dearest friend back home, and we are thick as thieves to this day, and I don't know why we see eye to eye, but we do. And he is the funniest, smartest person I know, and his name is Timmy, and in our childhood, we weren't really close, but he was always there. He was always there to have the best laugh at me. And I don't mind it at all, because he's lovely, and if I can make him laugh, it's great. But the thing was, I got to school, and he came up to me during free period in gym and said, "Sammy Beam, did you really fall off the waterworks tower up there?" And I said, "Well, not really." And he was like, "Oh, you did? Why?" And I said, "I didn't. I hit my head going up the stairs and fell." His laugh was unparalleled by anyone in our class, except for there was a more of a female version of it, and that was Friends. So you had Timmy's laugh and Friends' laugh, and if you got them both, it's over. Anyway, so for 1 second, people in Bloomfield going, "Well, oh boy, Sam Beams fell off the damn water tower up there. He must not have been playing with dolls if he's climbing around like that. He might be doing okay, but he probably practiced a little if he fell off." No, that went on for like less than 24 hours before it was like, "You idiot! You idiot! You couldn't even climb 3 steps. You fell and knocked yourself unconscious and had to be carried away from the accident scene." Anyway, just another happy little memory of growing up back home in my hometown where I often felt on top of the world, but I did not feel on top of the world when I did not fall off the top of the water tower. Bye.